Hello and welcome to Life, Pour Me a Double. Here we talk about all things life.
Whether it be the stresses or the joys, we're here to discuss it all.
I'm Lewis, aka It's Lewis Ralphs.
And I am Gareth, aka Too Baldy for Cosplay. You can find all of our socials down below. Today we have on a guest who is renowned for being a monarch of pandas, an absolute legend on the Twitch streams. It is the Irishpandaqueen herself, Ails, or Ailsam Official, as she has been known for quite a while. Ails, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
Well, I'm Irish. That's the biggest one, I think. The biggest difference between the three of us, right? It's quite obvious. I seem to have a lot of pandas around here as well, but I can't seem to get rid of them. That seems to be a huge thing, huge problem when it comes to being me and my life in the social media circle, I suppose. But I'm 25. I work in a shop by day, but at nighttime I'm a Twitch streamer. Ooh.
What kind of shop? What kind of work?
I work in a health store, but it's like half health, half holistic. So you can go in and buy your vitamins, but you can also buy like a Buddha statue and incense, or crystals or whatever, you know.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a really nice job. I really love it because at the end of the day, I'm always helping people. People come in asking for advice. I give them advice on stuff that they should take. They leave. They come back a month or 2 weeks later and they tell me, oh my God, it worked. So it is really rewarding and I love that. And then when I wind down in the evening, I stream on Twitch or edit videos or make content.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's...
Nice.
Yeah.
I originally met Els through Twitch. I've been watching her content for, I think, since... Well, I've been subbed to for near on 9 months now. But I've been watching your content for over a year, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So Els does a lot of cosplay content, like
that is another thing.
Like
yeah,
I used to. Like Els, it was Mary Poppins you done, and went about. What city was it again?
Where did I do Mary Poppins? Was it?
Yeah.
So I actually went around Galway City. So I'm from Galway, Ireland, and I went around Galway City just for no reason other than sheer absolute crack, or as we say in Ireland, fun. I don't know if you say crack as well, but yeah. So basically, I just dressed up as Mary Poppins and I asked my friend, she's a voice actress but actress as well, and she dressed up as Nanny McPhee. So you had two nannies running loose around Galway City, which was great crack. Yeah. But I dressed up as Mary Poppins again for Dublin Comic Con, which was only there 2 weeks ago. So it was great. It was great fun.
How did you enjoy your Comic Con experience?
It was really crazy. Like, you've been to TwitchCon. Yeah. So the only person I knew at TwitchCon, funny enough, was Too Baldy for Cosplay. So Gareth here. But when it came to Dublin Comic Con, majority of my followers, I will admit, are American or European or Australian. Very little Irish. You would be, I was shook. Within 2 minutes of being in the building, I was recognized by a person. They came up and chatted to me. 2 minutes later, another person came up and recognized me. It was just like a ripple effect after that. There was different people. And I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought it was going to be like, I would approach people and go, I know you. But it was people I've never seen before, never met before, didn't even hear of before, and they're like, I know you, I've watched your videos, I like your cosplays. And I was like, you sure it's me? And they're like, yeah, you're the only Mary Poppins I've seen on TikTok. You know, like I was like, oh right, okay.
Yeah.
You know, so it was really cool, but I loved just being around other cosplayers. That was just, it was like everyone was being a character for the day.
Yeah.
Nobody was being themselves. Well, everyone was being themselves by being expressive.
Yeah.
But they weren't like hiding away or anything like that. It was just the happiest place on earth, honestly. I thought it was amazing.
So without me being dumb here and only like new to streaming as such,
Yeah.
what are people meaning by cosplay?
So the way I explain cosplay is Halloween costumes. You dress up for something for Halloween, right?
Mhm.
So I cosplayed Mary Poppins. Same way someone could dress up as Mary Poppins for Halloween.
Okay.
That's the way I see cosplay. Now, cosplay used to be associated as dressing up as like anime characters and stuff like that because it was very, very popular in Japan. But now because it's become like very mainstream over the years, cosplay to me anyway is dressing up as a character you admire or respect a lot in anything. So I've created my own characters with wigs and different outfits that aren't from any particular series or TV show or anything. Like if I put on a purple wig and a black dress and whatever, something like that, it's a different character to Mary Poppins. Do you get what I mean? Like it's, so cosplay is just creating, it's costume play. So playing around with costumes.
Yeah.
I suppose.
So
I've been to like obviously Top Fest and things like that, and obviously when you go to Top Fest in Birmingham, I've been twice now, and you go there and there's literally while you're queuing to get in, there's just loads of people dressed up as all these different characters, like loads, and like they go into like the same like hall bit as TikTok, but then there's like you've got like half it where it's all like TikTok based and things like that, and then half it is all like it's like say people dressed up in costume, different things going on, different backdrops, stuff like that. And I'm like, I've always thought, I'm like, what is that? But now, obviously, fair play, never know, might be there next year.
Yeah, no, it's just all fun at the end of the day, like,
Lewis,
it's just a bit of crack.
Lewis, by the end of this year, I will have you cosplaying as Jack Jack.
I guarantee you, mate, honestly now, you get me a costume, and I will go the next one dressed as Jack Jack.
Well, I was going to say, like Halloween's only 2 months away. We're going to be doing a lot of Halloween stuff. We've got to. But even at that, Lewis is here in cosplay anyway. He's sat there looking like Ed Sheeran.
True. I didn't realise you could get Ed Sheeran on the podcast. I thought I was the guest.
Well, have you ever seen a bald Ed Sheeran?
Can we not do this? I got told I look like a bald Ed Sheeran.
Do me a favour, whenever you get a chance.
No way.
You know that app you get in sort of Snapchat where you can like look at someone bald, right? Picture of Ed Sheeran up on your screen. Do it to Ed Sheeran and get a picture of Gareth and Ed Sheeran together, bald.
Yeah.
And then let me know they don't look like each other.
The thing, we didn't know this, and no one's ever said this to me, but it was our previous guest that just at the end of the recording said I looked like a bald Ed Sheeran, and then Lewis got this picture up and done this, and there was quite the resemblance.
Oh my god!
I was actually
You're like never having the guest back on the show ever again.
I'm gonna quickly look for my phone. I think I've still got it on my phone.
Yeah, it's unreal. But
I'm not the best because of the lighting. That's too bright, that one is. But yeah, let me see if we can just get Ed Sheeran up on his own. I think the cameras are good.
Mate, don't. Yeah. I am the bald Ed Sheeran. Yeah.
Oh my god, 2 Ed Sheerans. Oh my god.
Well,
it's Ed Sheeran now and Ed Sheeran in 10 years' time.
Sounds like the bad lineup to a joke. 2 Ed Sheerans and a Galway girl.
Oh my god, no. I don't want to know the end of that joke.
I mean, see, to be fair, I was going to say at the beginning of the stream because we've literally got a Scotsman, an Englishman, and an Irishman.
Oh, no way!
But I cosplay as so I started out doing cosplay on TikTok and all that, fell right away for it, but it's something I'm looking to get back into because me and Niels went to TwitchCon and we went and seen the cosplay contest, and it was one of the most inspiring things I've ever been to. It was unreal, but we will get into TwitchCon a wee bit later on. But for now, what we'll do is we are going to fire some questions your way, Els.
Okay.
Scary, yeah.
of got you started within social media? What kind of made you go, do you know what? I'm going to go do
I
that.
originally started on TikTok. So back in 2020, there was the lockdown.
Yeah.
And that seems to be everyone's story. It's always like recent people who've come up in, like, I suppose, popularity from streaming or content creation usually say it was the lockdown that inspired them. But it like the lockdown gave everyone more time to do stuff. So when I started, when like I had no job, I was just, everyone had no job, so I was going out on walks more, and then someone said, oh, TikTok, it's amazing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, here, look, I'll have a look. Went through the app, saw all these people cosplaying. That's what I saw. All I saw was cosplay in the beginning. I was like, that's kind of cool. And then I was like, do you know what? I'm going to start putting up music, because you can see this piano there, but my background is I have an audio production degree. So I learned all about music production and music technology and audio production. So I wanted to like record and produce my own songs and maybe even write songs or even do music covers and put them up on TikTok. That didn't go well. I was like, ugh. So I saw other people lip syncing like random jokes and scenes from movies and stuff, and I thought that was really fun. So I started doing that. And then I got kind of you could almost say it was like addictive, because it was like a minute of serotonin when you got the lip sync right. And then you upload it and you're like, yeah, I got that. That's so cool. It looks like I'm actually saying what that guy said, you know. But then I started like going, okay, well, it's a guy's voice and I don't look like a guy. Right, maybe I should put a hat on, or, you know, and then slowly but surely the videos kind of change and get more and more into character. So I started getting wigs. I started off with an Irish mammy character with a wooden spoon in my hair and curlers and a dress and gown. And then I went on to like an Irish drunk. I had a hat and a big fat unibrow and a beard. Like I drew like lines on my face for a beard. Like it was horrible. It was terrible. I didn't even have men's clothes. So the way I angled the camera was I used my black backdrop and wrapped it around my neck to make it look like I was wearing black clothes. But no one copped. So no one copped it. No one even realized it. I could actually show a video at some stage to one of you or send to you, and you'd be like, oh my god, no way. Yeah. But once you hit 1,000 followers anyway on TikTok, you get to go live. And then when you're live, I wasn't in cosplay. I was myself, and I was sitting there drinking a mug of tea. And I was like, does anyone else drink tea? Does anyone else drink or eat custard creams? You know? And people just thought my accent was funny. And it was actually the day of my birthday I first went live. I'm getting somewhere with this. I know it's a long-winded story. But it was my birthday. They decided to send me a TikTok gift known as a panda. Mm-hmm. Do you see where this is going there? Yeah. So I was grand. I was like I didn't need money. I was happy out. I had a house, so like I'm not one for like all of that. So I was like, here lads, you make away with your pandas. Don't need them. I'm grand, right? And they were like, send her more. So they kept sending more panda gifts, which is the currency, money, like. And then they just kept sending them, and they're like, you're like a panda queen or something. And I was like, no, I'm not. Stop. Don't call me that. I was like, please don't call me that. Please don't call me. That's terrible. I'm not. I'm far from it. Sure enough, I went live every single night after that, just to talk to these people from America. Like, there's people from Arizona, Texas, Australia, other parts of Ireland, all coming in. From completely different areas, and they were all really cool and really supportive, and we got to know each other to a point where I was asking people like, oh, you went for a job interview 2 days ago, how did it go? You know, that kind of stuff, like. And then they kept referring to me as the Panda Queen. So basically that's what my life was for about 1.5 years. And then someone said, why don't you do this on Twitch? And then I just moved to Twitch with the live streams, and that's pretty much that's how I got into Twitch then, because I loved the live streams of getting to know people, meeting people. And when I found out you could do like really cool interactive stuff, like for example, someone can change the color of my lights like this from anywhere in the world. in my stream. They can just do stuff like that. I was like, that's cool. I want that. I want people to have fun with me while I'm live.
Yeah.
I want people to have as much fun as I'm having. Do you get what I mean? So when I found out there was more interaction stuff with Twitch than there was with TikTok, I moved completely to Twitch. And I was able to play video games and just have the crack and meet loads of new people.
Yeah. They can
Long story short.
They can boil your kettle as well, can they not?
That's the goal, okay? That's the goal. That's the goal. I know they can, but I need to buy a smart kettle
I thought you had
first.
Right.
And I know, I really wish they could, but if they could boil my kettle, they would have to pay a lot. That would be the only thing I would ever ask people to pay for interaction, because do you know how much it costs to boil a kettle on the electricity bill? It's not between the lights and everything, lads. No, but yeah, no, they haven't figured that out yet, and I will figure that out someday. Can't wait.
Fair enough. Well, we've
How much of that?
Sorry, Lewis. On you go.
I obviously haven't only just met you tonight. I'm not really. I do. Hi. I do obviously have TikTok, and I'm on TikTok myself, and I'm only new to coming over to Twitch. Like, where are you up to now with Twitch? Like, how much of a following do you have? Like,
would you believe I never actually check numbers? Is that weird to say? I'm never like, so
that's
I could
quite smart.
So I like. I remember, I think someone said, "Oh, you hit 500 followers," and I was like, "Oh, I thought I was only on 200." That kind of way. Like, I was like, I had no clue. So I'm just going to double check for you here right now. Sorry. I have 540 followers. Oh my god! I thought I was still on like 505 or something. 540, and I started in September, October.
Yeah.
So nearly a year ago.
Aye, and you're
That's
quite.
good.
Oh, sorry, listen, you go.
No, go on.
You're quite consistent as well, is what I've noticed with, like, so Elle runs a Discord server for a Twitch stream and all that, and she's very consistent of, like, just keeping up with everybody, chatting to everybody, even if she's not going to go live that night, just keeping in touch with everybody and keeping that community going. Like, that's exactly what you built, a community.
That is it. It's funny because I started that community in TikTok. We called ourselves the Panda Fam. And it would be the same crew every night coming onto TikTok because no one else was doing anything during lockdown. And I would go live till 6 a.m. every night on TikTok, and I would start roughly around 6 p.m. And I would be standing in my kitchen drinking tea and going through about 3 packets of custard creams every night. But we called ourselves the Panda Fam, and we just and that was that. But when I moved to Twitch, the Panda Fam element died down because lockdown and everything had changed everything. Like when everything opened back up again, people disconnected and people were off back doing their own things in their own lives. They weren't in the TikTok what's the word, time zone anymore. So everyone was back doing their own thing. They were going to bed at a reasonable time. But when I started Twitch, I went back to that again and trying to rebuild a family again. And that's what I've achieved, I think.
Yeah, definitely, I'd agree. Lewis, you were going to ask a question now.
No, I was just saying, obviously, like with any social media platform, it's all about consistency. It's all about being there. Like, even if you have 2 people on like watching you, or you have 200 people, it doesn't make a difference. As long as you're there, still being yourself and still doing your day-to-day thing, being consistent, and it will grow. And that's the main thing. It's all about being consistent. They want to come on and see you're there. They're having a bad day. They know you're on. They'll come and see you. They'll come and chat to you and do whatever. And that's what I've learned over time. You know what I mean? When I first started, it was like, oh, I've got 2 people in there. Like, that's the hard. Like, I'm going to talk to 2 people. But I just kept with it. And then that 2 went to 10. That 10 went to 20. And it built like that. But more recently for me is the fact that I've not been active as much. So I'll go on, like, say, my consistency dropped. But I'll go on now and I'll have like 10 people watching me. And it's just because you've got to be consistent with anything, especially social media, like anything in life really, but definitely social media.
Definitely.
So all it takes is 2 seconds for someone to come along that day you're not on, that normal time you're not on. Anyone could come along, or they're flicking through their For You page and they see someone else that makes them laugh or takes their mind off something, then they'll get addicted to them and continue watching them, and then they drop away from you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that happens all the time.
Yeah,
You just got to be consistent with it, and the fact you've grown a little community through Discord and everything else, that just shows hard work and dedication for me.
Definitely. It's the way I seen when I first started out. I get what you mean. When I first started out on Twitch, and there was literally nobody watching. It did start to infuriate me quite a bit. But then somebody made a comment to me saying, "You've just got to dance like nobody's watching. Just keep that mindset. Just be yourself. Don't care about if anybody's watching. Just you enjoy it, and then people will start to come because they're seeing an enjoyable environment." And I think Els, you do that extremely well. Like you just keep, no matter who's in, you just keep yourself, keep a great wee community going, keep a good wee a vibe, jealousy.
I was gonna say, like, literally just before we started this podcast, I was streaming just before this. And I'd say roughly for the first 10 to 15 minutes. Now, when you're streaming, 10 to 15 minutes is a long time when there's no one there, right? There was about maybe even 20 minutes where there was no one in the chat. Not one, not a soul.
Yeah.
But I talked consistently to the camera. Now, when I say there was no one in the chat, I mean as in there was no messages, right? I never look at the viewers, because if I look at the viewers and there's 0 people, that'll put me off.
Yeah.
I'll get anxious. I'll be thinking, why isn't anyone here? Is the internet bad? Blah, blah, blah. That, I'd just go into my head. What I told someone before, and this is someone actually who does a podcast, so it's different to live streaming.
Yeah.
But what I told them before is you need to pretend that you are talking to 100 people. 100 people isn't a lot, but it isn't little either. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's a perfect number. Now, thousands would make you anxious and you're like, shit, what am I going to say? 50 or so, you're like, oh, I might get away with it, But 100 people in your head. Now, saying that, I've never had 100 people in the stream, but that's what I visualize. Do you get what I mean? So I go, hey guys, my name is Ailes, Irishpandaqueen, whatever. And then I go, today now I was walking down the road and I saw this cat. This cat looked class, and I just go on this mad story. And I know there's no one there. But the thing is, if either of you were just scrolling through Twitch and you clicked on the stream and you heard me going on about a cat that was class, I think you'd kind of go, what is she on about? And you'd kind of sit for a while and you'd be like, what is she on about? And then all of a sudden you realize there's other people in the exact situation that you've been in because they heard me talking about the cat. And all of a sudden there's 10 people going, huh? And then you look at the viewer number and you're like, oh, there's 10 other people in here. Okay, I might stay. Might be good. That kind of way. You kind of have to pretend that there's other people there and you're talking to other people so that when other people do come in, they stay. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the kind of way I don't know if that makes sense. But you just visualize it and just fake it till you make it.
That's it.
There you go.
That's it. But no, I agree with you there. Where actually, do you know what I mean? Like a lot of people will, like you say, they'll switch on the game, they'll start streaming or something like that. They'll notice there's no one in there, so they'll wait. They'll continue to play, but they'll just wait until someone comes in before they interact. But like you say, people are scrolling through and people are noticing your live stream because you're not talking. They're gonna go, oh, he's boring, or they're boring. Just keep flicking through. You've literally, as soon as you go live, you've just got to talk. Even you talk to yourself, whatever, you just talk.
Talk to yourself.
Yep.
And Joe, actually, this is a great point I just want to make really quickly. I saw a Twitch streamer talk about this earlier. You need to master talking to yourself if you want to be a good streamer. Because when you have 0 viewers in there, mastering talking, perfect. You need to talk so that if one person comes in, grand. But the thing is, if you get 1,000 to 2,000 people to 20,000 people in a stream, you're going to have to go back to talking to yourself again.
Yeah.
Because you will not be able to read all the comments.
Definitely.
At a time. No, not a hope. And I thought that was really cool because I never even thought of that. You have to learn how to talk to yourself because when you reach that level, you'll have to go back to it again. And it's quite true.
It is.
There we go. Sorry, Gareth.
Oh, no, don't know why you're apologising to me. But Christ, I've lost the question, Varun.
Sorry.
No apologies.
Hey.
Question 2, thank you. So we touched on why you enjoy like streaming and things like that, but why is it you think people enjoy your content?
It originally was because of the accent. Now I think it's just because it can just go any way. Like any stream could just go any way with me. Like yesterday, I wanted to stream a little bit of Animal Crossing. Now, Animal Crossing is a very cute little game where you like tend to your flowers and you talk to your villagers and build a house and put furniture in it and cute.
Yeah,
I had a level 5 hype train and people were going absolutely nuts in the comment section. And there was all these trolls coming in and we were all having a massive laugh and it was just chaos. Absolute chaos. And that's what people look for. They look for just a complete, like they come in expecting one thing and then there's chaos. There's something that they just completely flips. And that's usually what happens in most of my streams. So that's what people come in. They're like, okay, what's going to happen today kind of thing. How is she going to react today kind of way. And that's kind of what it is. But I think people find me funny. I hate calling myself funny, but I feel like people think I might be funny.
I'd call you funny, definitely. I've been in your streams quite a few times. You made me chuckle.
Okay, well, there you go. I made Baldy laugh. That's the way. That's it. I made Gareth laugh.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what it is.
You've received the Baldy seal of approval.
Yeah. That's why everyone comes in, because I made Gareth laugh that one time. Yeah. That's why they keep coming back.
I'm definitely going to keep an eye out. I'm definitely going to obviously check in and watch Twitch or whatever, because like I say, I'm new to Twitch myself, so I haven't really followed anyone or kind of watched anyone. I've kind of just gone live myself and that's it. So
yeah,
it's quite nice to...
So what I recommend in that sense is, and I'd say Gareth would probably back me up here, is there's like hidden Twitch rules, if that makes sense, and different things that you kind of learn as you go. But you learn that by being in other people's streams and how things work and kind of the vibe of what people expect from you and what you know, that kind of way, and like what other streamers expect from you as well. So for example, I used to go into TikTok streams the whole time and I'd be like, oh yeah, my name's Ailes and I make this kind of content, and people would be all about supporting each other. In Twitch, if you go in talking about yourself, it's actually disrespectful because you're pulling the viewership away from the streamer. They're like, oh, I'm about to go live right now. You're pulling, all of that kind of stuff. And you learn all these things as you go. Yeah. But the only way you learn it is by checking out other streamers and seeing it happen.
It's like you don't go into somebody streaming self-promote and things like that. You're going into people that are watching them. You don't go in to go and then try and steal the limelight. Like, oh, that's not... Yeah. Yeah,
but like that's a little bit of common sense, but some people don't get that at all.
Definitely not.
Yeah, but like there's a lot of those kind of, it's not a rule, it's not like don't self-promote, but it's like those, like that's the main one that I can think of, but there's all these other ones that you kind of like, oh yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
That are all but like there's a way about Twitch, I suppose, that you learn as you go.
You ever seen Pirates of the Caribbean? It's like the Pirates Code, it's not just guidelines.
Yeah, it's like and you learn a lot about like for example, I didn't know about these lights, the color changing lights, until I went into someone else's stream. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See,
and you learn a lot.
That's something I've been looking for, something to make like my streams a wee bit more interactive than that, because I have nothing. Somebody redeemed what was it? Somebody redeemed a word ban on my stream, and I had no forfeit if I did say the word or nothing. I was just sitting there like, oh shit. I didn't put any thought in it, and it's really something you've got to, like when you are streaming, it's something you've got to put that time and effort thought into. Interactions.
Everything has to have a plan. Yeah. You're always planning. Yeah. That's one of the negatives / positives of being a content creator / influencer / streamer. You're constantly planning. And once you've finished planning one thing, for example, like if someone banned a word for you to say and you had no repercussion if you said the word, for example, just as a bit of fun, like I think that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
once you plan that, there's going to be another thing you need to plan. And when you get that done, there's going to be another thing. And that's the kind of fun in it. It keeps you going. And it actually ends up changing the stream up more. People start to focus on the new things that you've figured out. And there's all that kind of stuff. But also, it can take up a lot of time as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
You'd be spending more hours off stream planning the stream than you'll actually do on the stream.
Mm-hmm. See,
A lot of pre-production.
It's one thing I'd say is you do extremely well is the whole interactive side of it. You always make everyone feel very like it's the part of the stream, not just watching it.
That they belong.
Yeah.
That's literally what I want. Like, because I like that too. When I go into someone else's stream, I don't like just sitting there. Like, if I said hi, for example, and they ignore the message, I'm like, oh okay. Now, in fairness, there's people who have like messages flying, you know. But I like it when people actually like, you know, chat and have the crack with me as a viewer. But like, if they don't even do that, at least there's something I can interact with. So the lights, or sound effects I can play, you know, something I can do, because I can get really bored in a stream where there is no form of interaction other than typing in the chat. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, no,
so that's why I have so much interaction here, so that people can just have fun, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Sounds exciting, you know, and like
So
say it's all
exciting.
about sounds so exciting.
So exciting.
So exciting. No, but it is, you know what I mean? It's giving that interaction. Like you say, there's nothing worse than like having a conversation with someone and there's just like no energy, no anything. It's just like a boring conversation. They just sat going, yeah, no, you're boring me, I'm gonna go. Like, you've got to have that little bit of buzz, that little bit of enjoyment out of it, otherwise it's pointless, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like when you're sat with Lewis trying to write a script.
We don't even write scripts. You just send it me over. I'm like, yeah, cheers.
Yeah, I know. It's because anytime I do it, you're sat in TikTok. But yeah, no. So Lewis, you on the next question?
Another question. Obviously, you are going on about your Animal Crossing that you're playing. But what is actually your favourite game when streaming?
So I know I mentioned Animal Crossing. That was the first time I properly played it yesterday. So I loved Animal Crossing when I was a kid on the DS and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that would have been my favorite game. The Animal Crossing Wild World was my first introduction to Animal Crossing, and then they brought it out on the Wii, and I went to town on it. Absolutely 10 out of 10. Animal Crossing City Folk, amazing. I didn't get it on the 3DS, but anyway, sorry, that's completely irrelevant. It's not my favorite game at the moment.
I had no
my
idea
favorite
it was
game.
anything other than a Switch game.
What?
I didn't know that.
Man, it was on the Nintendo. I think it was the Nintendo 64.
Really?
Or the GameCube. It was the GameCube. It was on GameCube.
I knew nothing about Animal Crossing until it came out for the Switch, and
No
that's only because my brother
way.
got it for the Switch. Genuinely, had no idea.
Oh, I lived for it. Yeah, it was on the GameCube, I think.
Yeah, it's been out for ages. I remember that. It was like that, and you had that Pokemon and stuff as well, didn't you?
Yeah. I loved Pokemon. But you see, this game that I absolutely love now, both those games you mentioned, Pokemon and Animal Crossing, are done by Nintendo.
Yeah.
The game that I absolutely love more than anything, and I love streaming, and actually my audience love it and live for it, is the Professor Layton games. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
I have not. I will be honest.
See what I mean? Even Gareth knows it. Gareth knows it every Sunday. But basically the concept is it's almost like Sherlock Holmes and Watson. So it's Professor Layton and his apprentice Luke. And they get invited to this particular situation at the start of every game, and they, along the way, like, they're given like serious mysteries in the storyline, but like, for example, you have to go from this road to the end of the street, and at the end of the street there could be a person standing there, and you're like, ask them for directions, but they go, if you want to ask me for directions, you better solve this puzzle first. And this puzzle comes up, and it could be my brother and your brother were best friends, but his sister and her cousin are 22. How old is my wife? And like these kind of riddles.
Yeah.
That like the riddles that come up, and sure, I'm there looking at my screen and I'm like reading it out. And what I do is I do a different voice for everybody I can, as many voices as possible. So I'm a terrible voice actress, I'll admit this, but I do my best. And
You get
then
tips off your voice actress friend.
what?
I said, do you not get any tips from your voice
Oh
actress
my god,
friend?
she was amazing. She was absolutely brilliant. Like she was showing me all the different Nanny McPhee tactics and Mary Poppins tactics. It was great. But when it came to Professor Layton, it's all kind of old English kind of vibes. So I actually got a lot of inspiration from Downton Abbey for a lot of the voices. But what I do there, I do the voices. But then once I read out everything, I turn to the chat and I go, right guys, what do we think? And then everyone's like, is it the answer 3? And I put in 3 and I'm like, no, it's not 3.
Yeah.
And then like if there's a good few people in the chat and they all kind of roughly say the same one, I'll go for that. But if there's only like 3 or 4 people answering, I'll go for each answer if I can.
Yeah.
Depending. And if they're not right then or whatever, it's fine. But when we do get through it, I have all these sound files all built up. So that people, if they are viewing for a certain amount of time, they build up these points that they can play the Dora Explorer theme going, we did it, we did it, we did it, and, so when the puzzle is solved, we solved the puzzle. It's not like I solved the puzzle, like we solved it together. So like there's sounds like the Final Fantasy victory theme and, all these kind of victory sounds that people play.
Yeah.
But I also have like, an applause sound button that I press and an air horn, and it's just a huge event if the puzzle is right or if the puzzle comes up to us. So it is my favorite game to play because of the interaction that I do with the viewers, but because it's just a really cool storyline. I absolutely love the games and I've played them since I was a kid on the DS.
Yeah. No,
I love them.
That is your kind of niche, mystery games, puzzle games, things like that.
Yeah, like Portal would be another puzzle game. I absolutely love that as well. I'm trying to think. I can't remember what other games I've played, but usually they're all going along puzzle or mystery or find it out. I can play like Skyrim or Elden Ring or anything that's big and open world. I like A to B, and that's it. No,
it's when you were talking there about all the wee sound clips, the one memory that comes back to me for it has got to be mine and your first stream together. We played Phasmophobia. I died, and as soon as I died, someone played the Mario Death theme.
And I remember it was 4-Leaf Gamer who played it.
Obviously, I was playing, so I wasn't watching the stream, so I couldn't hear it. But I'm just sitting there going, oh well, shit. And then he just goes, yeah, someone's just played the Mario Death theme for you. I was like, oh, fucking great. But it was funny.
And you see, that's the funny thing as well. Like you might think with sound clips like that, like, oh, well, they're just random sound clips. But you see, the thing is, I've chucked about 10 or 20 of them in there, and people can pull them out and be so sly with them that they can play it. Like, even if I die in a game and I get so angry and so frustrated, they'll play that Mario theme just to mess with me and make me annoyed. And they know they'll get me annoyed. Like, do you know what I mean as well? And there's that level of fun to it as well. And
because it's Blurp, isn't it? Yeah.
The app is Blurp, and you can just connect with Twitch.
Yeah.
So there's no payment involved. Now, if people wanted to play their own specific sounds, they would have to pay. But if you wanted, you choose the library of sounds that they get to choose from. Do you know what I mean? And it's usually all meme sounds as well. So
no, it's because I added it to my stream, and I didn't know you could add your own. Like, I didn't know that, so I did add a couple of my own, and like they'll just be sound clips for like funny YouTube videos that I do love. Like, and it's not like you would know. It's things like I watch this YouTube channel called Devil Artemis, which is basically a big multiverse sort of. It's basically Kermit the Frog and Cell, Perfect Cell for Dragon Ball Z. Just this absolute. It's basically just a giant meme. It's funny as fuck and it's brilliant. and it's just wee clips for that, and it's all different animes and that, but it's all about I'm trying to think the best way to describe it. Basically, just rip the piss out of any form of pop culture they can, and it's
Wow.
it's great. But yeah, so I lost my train of thought.
So you added that sound to your blurb?
Yes, so I started adding them, and I now have a friend who watches me stream. He's actually my best friend's wee brother, but he does nothing but he spends money, buys them, and will just sit in my stream, and every now and then, like, just he won't chat, he'll just continually throw in a wee sound clip now and again just to sit and troll me. And it's such a pain. I'll be
Love
sitting
that.
playing something like The Quarry or Phasmophobia, because I love my horror games, and just out of the fucking blue, just this fucking scream in my ear or something, or one of the clips that I've added, and I genuinely nearly jump out my chair, because it's unreal. But yeah, that's... I actually learned about Blurp through you. That's the thing as well.
See, that's what I mean. You learn from other streamers. Different things, and I learned a lot of different things from a lot of streamers. Now I'm glad to say, like, there's a lot of things I came up with by myself. Most of what I've done is I've actually come up with by myself. Like, there's times where I zoom right in on my face. I'd never seen any other streamers do that, so I was like, oh, it'd be so funny if I because I like, basically what I used to do before I came up with that was I used to go like right up to the camera like this, right? But the thing is, I started bringing tea into the stream, so I was afraid of knocking the tea over. So what I did was I just caught this exact frame and just zoomed in and made that a different frame, so it's literally just this.
Yeah.
So all I have to do is press a button and it just goes like there, and that's what I did. And I, like, people seem to love that as well. I also have another camera that I have up here as well, just to add like a different vibe.
Yeah.
And then like, of course, as you go on, you see other people have more cameras and they go to loads of different places, and I'm like, heck, I want more cameras. But that's what you learn from other people.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Talking about other cameras, there's one I was watching the other day. I think it was Castro. I flicked on for him just for a couple of minutes. He was just chatting away, and he pressed one of his cameras, and it was literally just on his trainers. It was literally had a camera.
A lot of people have a cash cam.
Just so literally he could show off his trainers.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Oh,
I'd say that. I wonder if he had a cat or a dog or something, because a lot of people have like a pet cam, or their cat or their dog like sits near their feet or something. So instead of them grabbing the camera and bringing it down to show the cat every time, they actually have a camera. I said to bring the cat every time. The camera down every time. They pick the cat up.
Yeah.
And bring it down. They actually have a camera built in under the desk or whatever, so that you can see, which is kind of cool. I sometimes use my phone as a separate camera. If I want to show them something in the back there, behind that wall is a cosplay room. Sometimes I have one like over the other side of that room. I put my phone camera there, so like I just have to press a button and I turn around, and it's almost like someone standing all the way over there with a camera. Like it is a good length, so it's like a whole distance, and you see all of this here as well. And just to add that little bit of variety, that's what it is. But the trainer's one, I really hope it's a pet cam or something. If it's not, I'm going to be so disappointed.
Yeah, when you said pet cam there, I genuinely just had the vision of someone getting like a wireless Bluetooth camera, a small one, just putting it on their cat or dog's collar, and just streaming their cat or that, walking about the house, just seeing what the fuck they're up to.
I'd love to do that. I've always wanted to do that with my pets.
Yeah. That would be great.
I actually do want one for my hamster. I have a pet hamster in my house, and I'd love to put like a small Bluetooth camera there, so that like every so often I'm like, oh, how's Missy doing, and I'd switch. And just go Missy cam.
Oh, that'd be great.
First running on the wheel.
Love that.
Yeah, definitely. So we've talked there about like learning from other streamers, and we spoke to Lewis. You spoke to Lewis about watching other streamers and learning from them and all that. But through watching other streamers, a lot of people do get favourites. Do you have any favourite TikTokers or streamers?
I will say that there's one streamer I have learned a lot from, because he has a YouTube channel, and he literally gives tips and tricks the whole time. about like the whole thing for basically anyone who's just starting Twitch. So actually, I do recommend, Lewis, you check him out. His X2 shoes. So XTWOSHOES X. X2 shade. X2 shoes X. So me and Tubali for cosplay, aka Gareth, aka your co-host, both went to TwitchCon and we met X2 shoes at TwitchCon, and he's an Irish streamer, but he moved to Dubai, so he came over to Amsterdam for TwitchCon. Yeah, he's living in Dubai. So he streams from Dubai now. So he's at a different time to Irish time. So sometimes I can catch him at a, it's kind of hard to catch him now. But his YouTube videos keep coming up for me, and I've learned a lot about streaming from him. But I just think he's like a really cool dude. His streams are always quite chaotic as well, and he plays like just various games, such as like he's playing Escape from Tarkov, I think, at the moment. But he'd like jump to Fall Guys or Phasmo or something like that if he wanted to, Yeah. But he's just, the reason I just say is like he's not partner or anything. He's still affiliate, but I think he is a really cool streamer. I'm trying to think of other people off the top of my head. I really like Tubali for cosplay. I think he's a great. I think he's a great streamer. He's really lovely, really sound, and a lot of people like him. And he's quite funny. And it's the Scottish accent. It's the Scottish accent, I tell you, gets me every time. Scottish.
Say Space Ghetto in American accent. That's it.
I was literally thinking that in my head, and I was like, no, don't say it, because anytime I talk to someone from Scotland, it just comes out. I'm like, oh, say Space Ghetto in an American accent.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know it?
No.
Does Lewis know the Space Ghetto
Lewis,
thing?
Sure, I'm sure.
Oh,
did we not talk about this when we were in Spain?
There's this.
Couldn't tell you, mate.
So if you say Space Ghetto in an American accent, because I can't do accents, it supposedly sounds like Spice Girl in a Scottish accent.
Okay,
right?
Yeah, I think I heard of it.
So if I go Space Ghetto, it sounds like I'm saying Spice Girl in a Scottish accent.
They Spice Girl.
Spice Girl.
Space Ghetto.
Gareth.
Space Ghetto. Oh, brilliant.
Space Ghetto?
See, that was good. That was really good.
Space Ghetto.
I could like.
Go on, say it one more time, Gareth.
Space Ghetto.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Right. So moving on from that.
So obviously we spoke a little bit about obviously COVID and things like that. So how has life changed, or how has life been like pre-COVID to post-COVID? Has much changed?
A lot has changed. A lot. So before COVID, I was always like an indoor person. I'd stay indoors a lot. Like I wouldn't go out. I would never travel. I would never go out for the night, really. Like unless a group of friends literally like in college said, oh, we're all going out. I'd be like, okay, I might. But I usually just stayed in. Now there is never an evening where I'm out of my house now. Ever. Like literally I'm here now, and then tomorrow I'm going out salsa dancing, and the next day I'm going and for a whole weekend away somewhere. Like I'm constantly on the move.
Yeah.
Last weekend I was at a gig, the week before that I was at Comic-Con, the weekend before that I was, I'm constantly gone. That's the biggest change for me. But it's also that streaming obviously is completely different. Like I didn't stream before. I had no interest in social media. If anything, I had majority of my social media apps deleted before COVID. And then I got them all back during COVID. So there's a huge contrast to the person I was before and the person I am now.
I feel like because obviously being in front of the camera and obviously people seeing you all the time, like you grew with a lot more confidence and a lot more.
Oh, incredibly. incredibly. My confidence is like shot through the roof. Not saying now that my ego is or anything like that. Like to me, like someone actually, a friend of mine from a while ago reached out to me there 2 days ago, and he said, "Oh my God, you're like a celebrity now." And I was like, "Would you go out? Would
Yeah.
you stop?"
No, she.
I was like, "What do you mean? I still do laundry in my house. Like I still live with my mom. You know, I don't know what you mean, celebrity. What?
I'll say this.
No.
Ailes is the most wholesome monarch I've ever met.
Oh, here. Would you go out with that now? Enough. Stop. Thank you. I think. I can't take compliments, lads. I'm sorry. That's just another thing. Like, I'm really working on it though. But yeah, no, like, I feel like I'm still I still have a job. I work 9 to 5, you know, that kind of way. So this is just a part-time thing for me. It's just hanging out with mates. That's what I mean. Like, so I don't. So some people go, "Oh, my followers." I'm like, I make an exception for viewers because I don't necessarily know everyone in my stream at every moment of time. There will be people at that stage that I don't know who they are that come in, but majority of the time they're my mates. Like they're my friends. They're people who follow me, but I follow them back. You know, like, you know, it's so I wouldn't call myself a celebrity because I don't have fans. Do you know? So it's not exactly like that at all. So I'm still the same person since the whole thing. Jeez, that makes sense.
No, completely get it. It's like, so it's the last guest we had on, he said that his life didn't really change much due to COVID and all that, and I think it's nice to really get everyone's different perspectives on it. Like when COVID first hit, I was living in Spain still, and my life completely changed because I had to move back home.
Oh, absolutely.
Lewis dealt with COVID at home, but you, what was it you were doing during COVID again, Lewis? Sorry.
So COVID worked out pretty good for me, in the nicest way possible. Obviously, it gave me more time to focus on things I wanted to do. But yeah, I started social media, i.e. TikTok, like I think we all did. And then I joined a content creator house. I was part of a content creator house for a few months.
No way!
Yeah.
That's so cool!
House on the move.
House on the move.
Yeah.
So I joined a content creator house for a few months. We lived up in Cleethorpes for a couple of months. By sponsor paid for accommodation, everything else, and then we went over to Mexico volunteering. To build a school for kids, like a learning centre for kids. So we did that, and unfortunately I caught COVID over there. But so imagine like being in this nice house, paid for by a sponsor. We raised money to do this charity work, and then for 10 days of it, like we had on swimming pool and stuff like that. It was quite a luxurious house, to be fair. But I could hear them going away to build this thing, to build this kids school like learning thing. Coming back, bear in mind I'm sat in my room. When they're out, I was like kind of out of my room because I knew they were gone. When they came back, I was back in my room. I could hear them like having barbecues, like in the pool, having a little laugh, making content together. I'm just sat in this small room with an ensuite out the way, like, and I was just like, wow, like. At that point, horrible. I thought, do you know what? I've had such a good high, and it hit a low for me.
Yeah. Like tip of the iceberg, and it's all going down.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They were all growing. I was just completely isolated away, and I just wanted to get home now. I was like, I just want to get home, somewhere where I know, somewhere where I'm comfortable. So as soon as I was kind of got rid of COVID, I got the first flight back. And that was kind of the end of that journey in the house, because we all kind of all flew back and we all kind of went our own way a little bit. But I had such a good high, but I also had a very bit of like very low. But when I came back from there, like it was a case I had to come back, and then I had to wait like a time on top of that before they allowed me to go back to work and things like that. So it was like 4 weeks where I actually didn't socialize with anyone. Really, I was kind of on my own, and then so I had 2 parts with COVID. I had a really good high and I had a really good low, and now I'm back up to where I'm happy, I'm enjoying everything, I'm on a high again. But yeah, I had 2 parts out of the whole experience. I'd say I had more of a high looking back now, But I would honestly say when I caught COVID, that was a low point for me. 4 weeks, like not socialising anyone, being on my own, things like that. Yeah, that was a low for me.
Yeah, no, fair enough. That for me. This podcast is a big thing about learning people's different journeys through COVID and how it affected their lives pre to post. Because I know everyone has had, like, everyone's took different things from it. You know, like, see when you said there about how before COVID you were always in the house and all that, but now after it you're always out. Like,
Yeah.
do you feel that that's you were pent up in the house for so long, you were kept in the house for so long, so now that you're allowed to go out, it's more a case of you are going out?
I will say, so there was a lot of people during lockdown that were unlucky that they couldn't go 5 kilometers from the house. I don't know what the rules are for you guys, but 5 kilometers from the house was the rule here in Ireland. And me living in the back house of nowhere in Ireland, I could walk down to the river beside my house and chill out there for a couple of hours in the sun, like, and then go back to my house. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had that luxury. Some people didn't even have gardens, but I really felt like I had a huge advantage there. And then when the fact that I couldn't go further than that, like I couldn't drive to the shop, really. I couldn't, like get a takeaway because a takeaway was 20 to 30 kilometers away versus 5 kilometers, that kind of way.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, shit, I'm missing so much stuff. Like, I wanted to see the Cliffs of Moher. I wanted to go, I wanted to see like all these amazing things in Ireland. Like, I'd only been to Dublin City ever twice. I'd never been to Cork or something. Like, was it Cork? No, I never been to Wexford, never been to Wicklow, never been to so many places in Ireland because I always stayed at home. So I was just thinking, the furthest place I can go is outside my yard. I need to get out of here. So once lockdown ended, I was everywhere, and I'm somewhere different all the time now. And that's literally like what I want.
Aye, to me that's great, honestly, because it's you're going out, you're broadening your horizons. It's
Yeah.
I mean, so we went to TwitchCon. It was the first time you told me it was the first time you'd ever flew somewhere yourself.
Yeah, I got on a plane and flew somewhere by myself. I still can't believe it.
Love that.
No, definitely.
Love that.
Definitely. And at that, we had a great time at TwitchCon.
We did,
well,
yeah.
It was good. We both do wish there was more there, but that's just as what it is.
Less queues.
Yeah. But, and what you're saying about the social confidence, the self-confidence aspect of it and all that, when we were we were at TwitchCon, we were sitting just having a bit of food, something to drink outside at the main stage. There was a singer on, and do you remember the 2 guys that were sat there? And you just sparked up a conversation with them, and we just started talking to them. I actually hopped into one of their streams and said hello. I'm like,
no way!
I hopped into one of their streams, said hello, and they remembered me. They're like, "To Baldy for Cosplay." I remember that name. They were like, "I will not forget that name." And we just sparked up a conversation and all that, and it was brilliant. And quite honestly, I didn't at first. I was just sitting there eating my food, minding my business. I didn't actually think to, turn around and start talking to these, because they were at our table. We were sharing the table with them. I didn't think to actually turn around and start speaking to people, and just because it wasn't really in my comfort zone for the point. Whereas Els did turn around and, "Hiya, how are you?" And just start talking about Twitch and all that, and networking really. And it's one of my best qualities is networking. I can definitely say that down to the ground, that I cannot shut up at times, and that's fine, but I'm good at talking to people and getting to know people. And one of the things I really, really wanted to do at TwitchCon was to network. Find other streamers, chat to other streamers, get tips off them, give tips to them. That make new friends. The reason we're friends is because of TikTok and Twitch. Do you get what I mean? Definitely. So why not find more people like that at a place that's literally all about Twitch? And would you believe it? I was greatly disappointed. Oh no, definitely. It's like so.
Severely disappointed.
Like
Was it that bad?
Well, when it comes to networking, yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to it, I think it's because there wasn't so much there in the ways of networking and things like that, and going about getting freebies like we all hoped. But when it came to there was a lot of different stalls. There was a cocktail bar in the middle of it, hosted by Sony, that you had to make an appointment for. And things like that.
To make an appointment.
Yeah, you had to make.
You had to book it online.
Yeah, like we went to go up to go into it, and we're like, listen, we can't get
At
you
a
into
convention.
Yeah, we can't get you.
Like, are you for real?
I know we can't get you into it because you've got to make an appointment. But here, have this, and they gave us. It was a wee freebie. It was a wee pin, a wee hyena pin. You know exactly what I'm about to say. And the guy gave me and Ailes one. I was with my brother and his best friend because we went to Amsterdam for my brother's 19th. And then he stopped talking to us, and there was another wee group behind us, and he's like, here, catch. And the woman didn't really pay attention, and he threw it at her, and it hit her in the face. And she was just so like, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I did say catch and all that, and we're just sitting looking like this has not just happened. Like, I need a drink, let me into this bar.
About 10 seconds before that, he goes, our packaging isn't exactly environmentally friendly. And I was like, I don't think it's friendly in general. It just hits someone in the face.
And it's not like it's some wee baggie like a pin normally comes in. It's like a cardboard
It's like
box.
a box.
It's like a cardboard box that's... The best way I can describe it is like a very small version of what the McDonald's wraps come in. Honestly, she just like
the chips.
He just sort of launched it at her, and she didn't realise she was looking at her phone.
Bounced off the red.
Oh, and we're all just sat there like, this has not just happened.
Love
no,
that.
I'll say this: the only bit of networking I kind of did was when TwitchCon ended. We went to a bar in Amsterdam, and I ran into two people I follow on TikTok and followed for quite a long time, that were just sitting eating dinner, and I knew they were at TwitchCon. I was kind of looking out for them, but I seen them sitting eating dinner, and I sort of interrupted their dinner and went over, like, sort of.
It was adorable. It was so adorable. It was like a kid going up to Snow White or Sleeping Beauty at Disneyland.
So it's, their names are A Chance to Cosplay and Gonzo, and I went up and I was like, so listen, sorry, I know you're eating, but is there any chance I can get a photo? And they both went, yeah. And his next words to me were, just so you know, I'm gonna come in for a hug. It was like, on you go. We go to the bar. I get the photo. We go to the bar, and he follows me on Instagram. He messages me going, sorry, I have no concept of personal space. I was like, it's fine, mate, don't worry. Now, the way I see it, now, don't get me wrong, I don't really see that as networking, but the way I'm now seeing it as networking is I messaged them and asked them if they'd like
that is just definitely fanning, mate.
It's
there's
definitely
no networking there.
The way I see networking is, but if you communicate with somebody and you get some form of details to stay in contact or reason to stay in contact, that's networking.
No, definitely. Now, that's where it comes in. Because I decided, you know what, I'm going to just mess it around a few people that have gotten onto social media through TikTok. So I messaged Konzo, and he has agreed to come on the podcast.
Ah, no way! Well, that's great.
So that's how I see it as networking. You know, I'm like, and I'm not going to lie.
He's going to see this before he comes on, is he?
Yeah, possibly. But internally, I'm not going to lie. I'm sitting here fangirling like, oh my god. But even at that, see, to be honest with you, that was the way I first felt when Ailes agreed to do like a Twitch stream with us. Doing it was me and Daniel were talking about it actually. Now that I mention it, and Daniel is one of Ailes's moderators. He was in one of my Twitch streams. I was that pissed in this Twitch stream that I fell asleep. Yeah. But we were talking, I told him, I was like, when, like, because I'd been watching Ailes's stuff on TikTok and that for ages. I love what Ailes does on TikTok and Twitch, but then I went into your stream and we just started chatting and all that. I said I'd on Twitch stream and that, and then she agreed. Like, she said, if you want to play a game of Phasmophobia, I was like, great. So then me and Dana were talking about it during the stream, and I was like, I can't lie, I'm over the moon she said yes, because I was fangirling until like, I was like, oh yes.
Oh, it's so cute.
I know, I'm adorable. I'm adorable.
Oh,
I'm
Jesus.
adorable and
I'm just-
Scottish.
Adorable and Scottish. See, that's a funny thing to me. Like, I can't concept the idea of someone going, "Oh my god, it's the Panda Queen," or like, "Oh my god, someone wants to play a video game with me." Like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't understand, because like I'm like, why are you fangirling? Why are you nervous? It's me. Like, what am I gonna do? Like,
Exactly.
we're just gonna have good crack. Like, that's all we're gonna do. We're gonna have a bit of fun. Like,
and it's like it kind of felt the exact same way when I met her at TwitchCon as well, because so I went into TwitchCon with my brother and we were just walking about, and we went into the main hall, and it was the what was it called? It was the opening ceremony, and they've got it in these big main screens and all that in the big hall. And me and my brother, we stopped. We played a couple of games of FIFA, and we just started walking around. And at one side you had like FIFA and all that. The other side was fighting games. And I walked around, and I stand and I watch, and then I look to the left and on my right, and then I sort of like, that kind of looks like Els, but at the same time, I'm not wanting to tap somebody in the shoulder just in case it's not them. So we start to walk away, and then she goes and she sits on a seat, and I look over, and then I see the Panda logo. I was like, it is her. And so I went over and I said hello and all that. But and I was like, oh, it's actually her, yeah.
Like, I literally took my sunglasses off and I was like, Bonnie!
I mean,
because can you imagine being someone else who didn't know me or him, just standing there and me just going, Bonnie!
Yeah, exactly.
I'd say people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, do you know I've actually been told to change my name? Apparently calling someone bald is sexual harassment now. Apparently so.
What?
Yeah, apparently so. I'm sitting like, no, fuck off.
So calling someone baldy is sexual harassment?
Apparently so.
Sexual harassment?
Yeah, apparently so. Like, you look it up. My mate, Luke, showed me an article, and apparently it is. I'm like, no, fuck off. I've been getting called baldy since I was 3, and I had hair then. Like,
You've been sexually harassed since you were 3, is that what they're saying?
No. let's not go there, okay? No, like...
There's no way.
I've been getting genuinely.
No way.
Look it up, genuinely. Like,
there's no way.
I've been getting called Baldy since I was 3 because there's a biscuits called Garibaldi's. My name's Gareth, so my mum always used to call me Garibaldi, and then that just developed into Baldy. And then I actually went bald.
And then you shaved your hair.
Yep. And that's before I met either of yous. Christ, I used to have long blonde and blue hair. Right, there's an image. Okay.
I need to see this.
I used to have long blonde and blue hair. I'll send you a photo. But yeah.
Please do.
Yeah.
I need to see this.
Yeah, same.
I mean, Lewis, I'm very surprised I never showed you when we were. So me and Lewis.
I probably have, mate. You've probably seen it when I was in Spain.
Yeah, me and Lewis used to be cocktail bartenders together in Spain. That's how we first met.
Ooh.
So like we didn't meet through social media or that. We've met in real life first, and then just
You're real life friends. That's what I call them. Real life friends.
We are our IRL friends.
IRL, yeah.
But honestly, like, so I've been getting called Baldy since I was God knows what age, 3, and my friend in work just turns around to me about a month or 2 ago and said, like, he says to me, you might need to change your username on Twitch and that. I was like, why? Because apparently, I read an article calling a guy Baldy is classed as deemed as sexual harassment now, and I'm like,
but why would you have to change your name? Like, how many people out there are using a word that would be used as a describing word for sexual harassment?
Yeah, no, that was my question. I'm sitting there so confused as to why I would need to change it, why it would be deemed sexual harassment. But that's a story for another time. That we can get into that another time. But
that's mad.
No,
that is
definitely.
absolutely mad.
It was madness to me. I was sitting like, what? But the thing is, like, my name is too Baldy for cosplay. People just call me Baldy. It's Eels did used to call me Tubaldi, but then shortened it
Tubaldi.
down. Yeah,
Tubaldi.
Tubaldi. No, but
Yeah,
then shortened it just
Tubaldi.
down to Baldy. But it's the same with yourself. Like you've just went through a name change as well. Like with your usernames, and you decided that when we were in Amsterdam, did you not? Or you were?
It was it was more so like I've always wanted to change it. Like even like I left my old TikTok account, so I was sitting at 40,000 followers on TikTok. And I just said, you know what, one day I was like, I'm sick of this. There was so much toxic stuff going on.
Yeah.
But I was like, the last stream I did, I was like asking people, what should I change my name to? Maybe I should start fresh, change my name, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, no, we like it, leave it the way it is. And I was like, but I want, and I didn't know. And I was sitting on it for ages. And then when we actually went to TwitchCon, they were like, what's the pandas? And I was like, actually, my username has nothing got to do with pandas. And there's pandas everywhere. I was like, maybe I should incorporate that. So I said Irishpandaqueen, because I've been called Panda Queen. But Irishpandaqueen kind of just gives you, like, the second I come into your stream, I'm Irish, and you can read my name. A lot of people were calling me Ali Sam. A lot of people were calling it Alisam, Alison. There was just constant confusion.
Yeah.
Ilsam.
Yeah.
Ilsam, yeah.
Or
There's
as I call you, Ils.
Yeah, and I said Ils. Ils is a nickname. I was never called Ailes out in the real world, let's call it that way. And I still haven't been called Ailes in the real world. Only by people I've met through TikTok. I've never had a nickname in my life.
Yeah.
My name is Aileen, by the way. Aileen. So Ailes was just a nickname either way. So it was grand. But yeah, no, I had to change it.
Yeah.
And it was because a lot of Twitch streamers couldn't read my name.
No,
and trying to explain why it was Ailsam as well. And I was like, I don't want to have to explain that.
No, it's like I feel that's a very big part of TikTok and Twitch as well. Is like, so your user handle is branding. Is you're making your brand. So Irish Panda Queen does really like.
Say what it says in the tin, like.
Exactly. Like, I mean, there's you there. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, countless fucking pandas.
Count the pandas on the screen. Pause. Pause to count.
Jesus, that's just
how many pandas you got there?
Let's just turn into Dora the Explorer.
2, 4, 6.
There's 9.
9 pandas.
And if you want to count me, 10.
Yeah. Lewis, actually, there's a question for you because what is it? I'm going to ask Lewis if he knows what a group of pandas is called, just to see if he knows. Lewis, do you know what a group of pandas is called?
It's like a pub quiz question.
Yeah, this is you're not part of the pub quiz, so we'll ask you this.
So you have like a flock of sheep, a herd of cattle, a wash of pandas.
A parliament of owls.
What?
What do you call a group of pandas?
What do you call a group of pandas?
I found out today there's 3 different names you can use.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
3
different ones. Yeah.
Group of pandas. Group?
No.
I mean, technically, but...
So, there's a bamboo of pandas.
A what?
A bamboo of pandas, right? But that's not the usual one. There's a cupboard, I think.
All right.
A cupboard of pandas, or is it cabinet? It's cupboard or cabinet. I can't remember. And then the one that I tell everyone all the time, that is what I call this humble abode, and it's the embarrassment establishment, and they are an embarrassment of pandas.
Embarrassment of pandas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Embarrassment.
So we call ourselves Embers for short, and that's what I came up with. So I call all my little group Embers, EMBARS, which is short for embarrassment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
embarrassment of
And
pandas.
I absolutely love that. I've loved it since the first time I heard it. I was like, calling the group an embarrassment, like that genuinely just
Yeah.
sounds like I've got,
It fits me to a T though. It honestly
Oh.
fits us as a group to a T. Like we're so chaotic and
Like,
it's just an embarrassment.
it's such an embarrassment.
Love that.
I do.
Embarrassment.
I absolutely do love it. Oh Christ,
That is. I like that actually. Embarrassment.
an embarrassment of pandas.
You're an embarrassment.
You know, every day
Love
is a
that.
school day. You know, but I genuinely do.
That's it,
I
innit,
do
you know,
want
whenever
like,
they-
I want to know who comes up with these, like the names for a group of things. Like, so as you say there, you get the embarrassment of pandas, a flock of sheep. As I said, a parliament of owls. Who in the world decided it was a parliament? But I mean, I guess
I like that though. I
Aye.
love a parliament of owls.
Yeah.
I think like the most wisest creature on the planet has to have like some sort of cool group name.
Yeah.
And parliament just.
I mean, in all fairness,
Wow.
you see,
I don't know if I'd say Parliament though.
You get a true parliament ain't wise. No, but you say it's the wisest creature, but even at that, have you seen some owls over TikTok and all that, and they all just like fucking mental? Like they
One
genuinely.
of my most recent
they
TikToks
look
was an
like-
owl. Actually.
They look like they've got a screw loose. But
They're nuts. Like the way their head just turns.
oh, definitely. No, but yeah,
It's a big one. Obviously, we've just spoke about COVID and stuff like that. But obviously, we've just kind of come through one of the hottest heat waves on record for the UK. How was Ireland with weather?
So, Ireland, if we got a little bit of sun, we would complain and want the rain back. And then when the rain would land, we would complain that we want the sun back. When the temperatures went up and when they skyrocketed, everyone was like, oh, it's too hot. It's too hot, you know. To be honest with you, I've never seen more happier people. It's like they've always wanted this and they've been praying for it for so long, and it finally came because we were afraid we actually wouldn't get good weather this year. We call it leave insert weather. I don't know if you guys have the final exam in school. I don't know what you call it in England and Scotland when you go from like secondary school to college. It's like GCSEs or something. No,
GCSEs,
so
yeah.
you've got your
I think-
your GCSEs and your final exams.
final exams. We call that the leave insert. So what we call in June when they're sitting down doing their exams, it's always the best weather in Ireland. It's always the best. It's when the leave inserts are always doing their final exams. So we call it leave insert weather. So when we didn't get leave insert weather for the first time in like God knows how many years, we were like, we literally thought the world was ending. So the fact that we got it this week, it was amazing. A long-winded question, long-winded answer, sorry.
Well,
But we were
how-
absolutely delighted. But
Yeah.
we couldn't wait for it to be over. They wanted the rain back as well.
Yeah. Right, so with as obviously as Lo said, we've just had a big heat wave. How is Ireland faring with the storms that's going on across the border? Actually,
I absolutely love storms. I love them. I love thunder and I love lightning. I just love how amazingly like loud the thunder is and just how like that's nature. That's not something that's man-made. Do you get what I mean?
yeah,
I love that. It's just like, you know, because sometimes we forget that we're just humans on the planet. You know, I could get really into this. But anyway, sorry. But the thunder and lightning, I absolutely love. And we only got the thunder, we got no lightning where I am. Everywhere else in the country got huge rainstorms, lightning, thunder. Loads of people were terrified. People were fearing for their homes and what was going to happen and their electricity and all of this. And I was there like, wait, I was like, where's the lightning? Come on now. I was streaming at the time and I was like looking out the window every so often to see if there would be a flash or anything. There was nothing. I was raging like. But yeah, people were terrified, I'll admit. But a lot of people do love thunderstorms as
Yeah.
well. So
it's
there was
like
a little bit of a
I love
mistake.
thunderstorms. I will like that. My grandfather is the reason I love thunderstorms. When I was 11, we visited Salou of all places, and it had a massive thunderstorm. And me and my granda, my whole family was walking back from Salou to Cap Salou. We were living in Cap Salou, which is kind of the old town of Salou. But we were walking back there. There's a big trail along the beach, and then you could just see the lightning hit the water. And me and my granda were just walking along, loving every minute of it. Whereas my mother is shit scared of lightning and thunder. So she grabbed my 6-year-old brother and fucking ran for the hotel. I've never seen the woman move so fast. But she is sitting screaming at me and my granda for just sitting walking along. Oh, absolutely brilliant.
I feel like you just hopped into like, it's like, I don't know if you've ever watched that movie Inside Out, and just like where they're like going around with the different memories, the core memories.
Yeah, I love.
First time I ever saw lightning, right, was on a beach, and my mother came and told me to go back because she was terrified of lightning. But guess where it was? Salou, as well.
No way.
The first time I ever saw lightning as well.
Oh,
I'm not messing.
yes,
That is insane. That is
that's
nuts.
immense.
That
is actually crazy.
Oh, that is. Lewis, what would you say?
It literally the exact same, except my grandfather wasn't with me. I was with another girl my age, and we were watching it on a hill, looking at the beach. But that's funny. That's weird.
Definitely. Lewis, what was your first memory with lightning?
Well, going back many moons, mate. I couldn't really say, mate, to be fair. My worst experience with lightning, I can tell you that. I was flying from
you were on a plane?
Spain.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was flying from Spain to England. I just went over and seen some family in Spain, and
Was
I
it in
literally unfortunately not. It was
all of us in Salou.
no, it's a bit further down
You know
south.
what? We'll just take the fact it was all Spain.
Yeah, it was in Spain. So I was like flying back, literally come toward UK, and next thing you know, you see lightning outside the window, and I'm like, nice, yeah, sound. Next thing you hear is a massive thump, right? And then you had the pilot come over the radio go, yeah, we have just been struck by lightning, but everything is okay. Literally. And that is my worst experience. I still don't mind lightning, whatever, but that was it. When I got hit by it, I was like, what's happening?
That is unreal.
Wow.
Yeah, pilot came on the mic and goes, yeah, just to let you all know, that big thump, we've just been hit by lightning, but everything's okay. And we'll start making our way into the, descending into London Airport. I can't remember where it was, I think it was Gatwick, but yeah.
Oh Christ! I couldn't imagine doing something like being involved in something.
Sat there you sat there and you can just see lightning. You're like, oh yeah, back in the UK, everything was fine. Lightning, yeah. Next show you heard is a massive boom, and you're like, what's that? Everyone's like, what? Looking at each other and like, what's that? Everyone was shocked. And then when he came over and said, everyone's like, flipping heck.
Oh Christ! It's like that.
Like, as cool as that sounds, sorry, I thought that sounded really cool, to be honest.
No,
but I can't imagine being on a plane and next thing, the whole thing kind of I can imagine it just make you freak out a little bit and be like, shit, are we going to crash? What's going to happen? Do we take damage? Do we have to land somewhere early? What do we do? All this kind of stuff. I can't imagine.
I'd be sitting there screaming, there's something wrong with the left phalange. French joke for anyone? Yeah.
It was mad. It was mad, to be fair. Yeah. And that's it. Apart from that, I haven't really had any bad experience or can't remember the first time. But yeah, that was the experience I had with lightning.
Oh, fair enough. Well, lightning. I do love lightning. I love lightning thunder. I've got blackout blinds in my room, and when I open my window, you just get a wee peek outside. But I was lying in my bed the other night, and this strike of lightning just hits, and all I see is this flash in my whole. It was that bright. It must have been that close to my house that the whole room lit up, and I was like, "What the fuck has just happened?" Lightning thunder's just. It's. Like you say, Mother Nature, that pinnacle, just beauty of it is something else. But I'm still sitting here stumped on the fact that our like memories of lightning is both salute.
The same.
Yeah, no, that's
And our mothers coming to collect us because they're terrified.
Yeah, no, definitely. That is actually unreal. I don't know what's more uncommon, a lightning striking in the same place twice, or that. But
yeah, right.
Oh well, technically, if you think about it, that is lightning striking the same place twice.
In the same place twice.
Yeah.
There we go. Different part of Salou, I suppose, but probably. Imagine if it was the same. That'd be gas.
That's mad.
I know. So
mad.
Speaking of foreign countries, as Spain, Amsterdam. We went to TwitchCon in Amsterdam. We went and obviously, Ailes does a lot of cosplay stuff.
Oh yeah.
We went and seen the. Yeah, we did say we were going to speak about this. We went and seen.
No, I thought you were going to talk about something else. It's all good.
Oh no. We went and seen the cosplay competition, which was, in my honest opinion, immense and inspirational.
Incredible.
I didn't realise, by the way, that the photos I took were of my favourites, and they just happened to be the winners.
Yes, same here.
Yeah, I was sitting there looking through my photos, like, why have I only got the pictures of the winners? What's going on here? But it's like, so Ailes done a stream where she went through like the Twitch stream. Twitch actually streamed the cosplay competition, and Ailes done a stream going through it all and going through all the different characters, basically all the different cosplays. And like Ailes can tell you here, it's the cosplays were just like, I've seen cosplays all over TikTok, but these were just another level. The amount of effort put in.
This was completely different. Like if you want to get if you want, I can compare like Dublin Comic Con versus TwitchCon. The people who came to TwitchCon came from all across Europe. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
They came from all across Europe, and I'd say, and they were doing it on Twitch, so they must have been like entered a competition before they went or something, because there wasn't anything wrong. There was not a thread out of place. It was all such a high standard in that competition.
No, definitely. It's like, so you went from like the first winner we had was, oh Christ, I'm trying to remember now.
I don't know any of their names. I'm very sorry, but you're not going to get them from me.
I was talking more about the characters.
You can't get that from me either.
Fair. We went for, there was all different characters. You went from Cinderella to someone from Avatar to Monster Hunter and Attack on Titan. The Attack on Titan one blew me out of the water.
Oh.
It was a full muscle suit covered in 3D printing, and it was look up the Armored Titan on Google, and it was just like the craftsmanship put into this was something else. His face mask came off; it was held on by magnetics. One of the other competitors held his face mask and sort of ripped the piss out a wee bit. That was quite funny. But the overall experience, I think, for everyone sat in that audience was mesmerising to me. Anyway, like I came back from Amsterdam looking at 3D printers and all that because I wanted to make a wee workshop and sort of get into that line of cosplay, because my cosplays sort of range from God of War to One Punch Man. And as long as I don't have to wear a wig, I'm there. But it's, whereas Ailes said herself, like, you do a lot of your own original characters as well, like or OCs as they're called on TikTok.
Original characters, aka OCs.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had my own OC at one point, Bubba. He was a skeleton bartender. And
that's cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, no, the inspiration from that actually came from a friend of mine and Lewis's who done sort of skeleton makeup for me at Halloween when we were in Spain for the Halloween party, and that like she gave me it was like a sort of mix between skeleton and Beetlejuice.
Who was that?
Jess.
Okay, yeah.
And she gave me a sort of grey wig.
Shout out, Jess.
Yeah, she gave me a sort of grey wig and
shout
combed
out.
it over like a sort of looked like sort of a Skrillex sort of do.
Yeah,
But
she
it
was
was
very good
grey.
at makeup.
Yeah, Jess is fantastic at makeup, but it was the inspiration came from that. But the first time I'd like ever seen an OC was on TikTok, and then I started looking through TikTok at more and more people, and that's when I came across you and your OCs and things like that. And outstanding. I've seen recently there's a Star Wars sort of OC cosplay that you do. That's quite cool. Ooh.
What's the yeah?
Oh, well, we're
Can
not
we
going
move
to that.
on?
Yeah, okay, let's move on.
I want to
know,
get more
it's-
gossip on this.
It's just let's say I'm a bit more confident in it
Right, okay.
and a bit more revealing
Okay,
in it.
right, fair enough. But at that,
It's not OnlyFans material or anything. I'm just like, that's why it's become very popular.
It's not feet pics. It's all good. But yeah, no, it's Christ. For me, there's a lot of people on TikTok that do OCs so well. Like I tried mine and they just didn't last. I went through, Christ, I can't tell you the amount I went through. And you do, like, don't get me wrong. When I started, I knew I couldn't do makeup, nothing. But then you sort of build and learn from it. You watch
Exactly.
like
It's all a
Twitch, you sort
learning
of build
experience.
and learn and get different tips and tricks. And mine actually did start to develop quite well, but then I fell away from it because COVID finished and I went back into work, so I had no time for it. But COVID's been done for near on over a year, and then we went to TwitchCon. We've seen these people do these cosplays, and the work and effort that these people, and mind, these are people that have also got full-time jobs in that. The work and effort that's gone into these were unreal. There was people that had
Like hours and hours and months just working on like a skirt.
Yeah.
Or like a hat.
Yeah,
or something.
You quite liked Cinderella's skirt due to the fact that it had handles in
Oh,
it.
she had handles in her skirt.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
They said that we had, like they said, the announcers said that she had handles in her skirt, and Neil sort of just leans into me going, "Handles in her skirt? That's fucking genius."
That is genius. It is, because she had like you can imagine like the Disney princess Cinderella. It's so out and round. She copied that to a T.
Oh.
Like she completely. It was amazing, and she literally. If you wanted something out that far, and to have the layers like the Disney movie, you're going to have so many layers. It's going to be so heavy. So even just slightly twirling like that is not going to be enough. So she literally has handles to lift all of the layers because it's so heavy, so she can swoosh it.
Did you see?
And it's so smart.
Yeah.
Larry, I'll talk about this for the rest of my life if I have to.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So cool.
Amazing. Did you see when she was twirling that she did nearly fall? I've got it on camera. I didn't realise.
I think so.
Yeah, I'd seen her sort of stumble. I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, I saw. I saw that. She kind of falls backwards a bit.
No, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't understand how people like say sit there for hours and hours designing all this stuff and things like that. It's crazy, but like I say, it's something that entertains them. It's kind of
It's like, what's the word? It's almost, you know, the way like some
Tranquil.
people say, oh, it's like knitting. It's very tranquil. Yeah, it's the same with making your cosplays.
Yeah,
There's a
definitely.
bit of and the huge surge of satisfaction and serotonin when it's done.
Definitely. Oh, definitely.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
it's like you've achieved something.
So obviously I've just went a wee rant there about my thoughts and feelings on it. But Els, you are the guest, you're the one we are questioning. What is your honest thoughts and feelings on just sitting through that cosplay competition and the experience of it? And even at that, you got even more of that when you were at Dublin Comic Con. So if you could, just a wee sort of, not even a comparison, but just how much did seeing all these different people's efforts and all that sort of, what that mean to you? How did you feel about all that?
And this is going to sound fairly bad, but when I was sitting there, you were looking at it and you were like, oh my god, this is amazing. I need to do this more. And then I was sitting beside you and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm not a cosplayer, I'm an imposter. I'm not going to do this ever again. I was literally like the exact opposite. You were there sitting there, like, you were messaging me there like a week later talking about how you were looking into 3D printers. I was looking into like putting away my cosplay and never doing it again. Like I was like, and I was like, oh no, like it's incredible, and I'll never be at that standard. So it did put me down a bit, but don't get me wrong, I loved it. I thought they were absolutely incredible. Then Dublin Comic Con happened. I got into cosplay, and now the space of time between TwitchCon and Dublin Comic Con is 2 to 3 weeks, roughly. It was like the 16th of July, and then the what date are we even on? It was like the 2nd of August. So like there's about 2 to 3 weeks. So like it wasn't that much of a length of time, but I got into Mary Poppins and I was like, you know, and the person I went with to Comic Con dressed up as Yelena Belova. Belova.
Yelena Belova from Black Widow.
Black Widow, yeah. So Black Widow's sister, basically, Yelena, and which is a Marvel movie for anyone who hasn't seen it. Superhero movie. Basically, her mom made her whole outfit.
Oh.
I got mine on Amazon, and completely head to toe from Amazon.
Yeah.
She got hers completely made from scratch from her mom, and I was looking at it and I was like, she's never done cosplay in her life. She completely overthought the whole thing in a good way. Like, don't get me wrong, she was like, she's never done cosplay before, so she thought she had to do everything from scratch, kind of thing. And
well, like
even though her cosplay was perfect, like unbelievably perfect, she said, oh, I don't know if it's not good enough, and here's me looking at her like hearts in my eyes going, oh my God, your cosplay is incredible. And then it's when it clicked with me going, like, there's no such thing, like there's perfect cosplays, but there's no such thing as exactly a bad cosplay really either, like, you know. And then I kind of started loving cosplay again, if that makes sense. So it was when someone else was feeling bad about their own, I was like, hang on, your cosplay is perfect, doesn't matter. Oh, I should have listened to my own advice, maybe. And then we went to Dublin Comic Con. People came up to me. One girl nearly cried on the Saturday when I came up to her, and she was like, oh my God, you're Mary Poppins. To the point where the next day I saw her, went up to her, and she goes, oh my God. And she was like, oh, she was like this. She was like, you came back. Oh my God, Mary Poppins came back. And she goes, and she turned to her friend, like gave her bag to her friend, and she got her whole cosplay out, got into cosplay just to get one photo with me to take the whole cosplay off again. She was like, I was hoping to see you. And like that, like, no, that just gave me like a big, like, it filled my heart.
Yeah, it's that.
So the difference between TwitchCon and Dublin Comic Con, it was a roller coaster regarding how I felt as a cosplayer in that sense, because everyone does feel like that to a point, you know, like there's the imposter syndrome. Definitely. And then there's when people actually appreciate what you've done, it really does a lot for you, I suppose, as well.
Definitely. Like, don't get me wrong, you saying that you'll never be at that level, I have a problem with that, because they said during that entire panel that, like, the entire show, like, anyone can do it, anyone can get to that level. They did say that, so that's where I have the problem there, because I've seen your stuff. I know for a fact you can get there. I know for a fact you would kill that.
Don't get me wrong. Now, this is the funny thing. I probably shouldn't say this on a podcast, but I change my hobby like every 2 months, usually. So I don't stick at things, and that's probably why I learn learning the basics of something. Does that make sense? And trying something. So that's what I love doing. I always love trying new things. So streaming was one thing, cosplay was another thing, learning piano was one thing, learning the ukulele was another thing, learning the guitar was another thing, learning about tarot readings, I just hop on a million different hobbies at a time. But cosplay, I'm happy at the level I'm at. I'm very happy at it, and I'll stay at that level.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. But so as you said, I can see you, I can hear you. We're all good. So, like you said, I was sitting messaging you, like, I'm looking at 3D printers and all that. It's only about £15 a filament for 3D printing. That filament will get you quite a decent bit printed.
Okay.
So don't get me wrong, there's a lot of time and money put into it, yeah, but even at that, they can make that back, which we did see. I mean, each category, so there was 4 different categories in the TwitchCon contest, and a fan favourite and then an overall winner. Each of the first 5 categories won, what was it, $4,000?
I think so, and then the last one was 10 grand. Was it?
The overall
one of them won 10 grand.
The overall won 10 grand and 2 tickets to San Diego TwitchCon.
That was it.
So they can make the money back for that. And when you really think about it, sitting designing a costume to show off that you're not going to sell, that you're keeping for yourself, and winning that kind of money, I think that's where, like, the work, the effort, the time, the money you put into it, you really do get it back tenfold. You know.
Yeah.
It's funny, I know, because I messaged you about I'm looking at 3D printers and all that, and I've got a folder now on my computer of all different concepts, like cosplays that I want to do if I do start designing my own. But a friend of mine, Romulus, that I play near on different games every week with him, he messaged me out of the blue when I was at work going, how would you feel about coming to a convention with me and doing a Gears of War cosplay? And it was the first cosplay I was looking at designing as well. And I was sitting like, it's funny you should mention that. And we've just he's sitting looking at 3D printers and all that as well. I'm like, oh, amazing, yes. But then it clicked, I might have to fly to America, which is gonna cost probably more than putting the cosplay together. But yeah, fun.
That's what I was thinking, because the girl who won probably had to fly to Amsterdam and get her whole, like, cosplay shipped over safely and all of that. Like, you know, that would have cost a lot of money, and then staying in Amsterdam and doing all that. Sure, it probably like in total, I'd say that whole thing probably would have cost her a couple of grand in general, like from start to finish. You know,
even at that, you've got to worry about, like, there was a few cosplays that had weapons. Like, you had the one from Avatar, she had swords, and there was some for Borderlands that had guns and all that, and it's getting them through customs as well, which would be a very big worry. And even at that, the flights that weekend were not cheap. Like, Els, I know you were having quite the tough time with flights.
Don't mention the war.
Oh, okay.
Don't.
Coming. No, but that entire weekend, like, flights, costs and all that, for all them to bring all that over, and then with like, there was and I'm noting it, absurd is the word I'll use, amount of flights actually getting cancelled to go to Amsterdam at that it was ridiculous. So to have that extra worry on it was unreal. It's like, I know the Perriers were talking about it before we went, that we were worried about it, but I imagine it was much worse for them.
Like, did you see the octopus kind of looking yoke? Sorry, I know that's the worst way I could explain. That's so Irish of me. The octopus looking yoke.
The
cosplay.
Nope.
Oh, you're talking about the big.
Remember
they had to carry the legs out. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Can you imagine trying to get that in any way transported from a different country?
Oh, they must have paid about a grand at least to get that shipped over.
Even trying to get that from the hotel from Amsterdam to there would have been hard to get there. So how to get it abroad, I wouldn't even know.
Well, I'd imagine they'd probably just take it to the convention centre, say, listen, I'm entered in TwitchCon cosplay competition, just see if they could store it somewhere there. You know,
maybe.
Maybe.
True.
But even at that, so you'd say your cos. Like, I don't know why, when we were at TwitchCon, I was expecting to see a lot more cosplayers. not as much as you would see at Comic Con, because there was barely anyone. I mean, we did run into a cosplayer that was in the competition, and he always went up and spoke to her, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought she was. I thought she did really well.
Yeah.
It was like fair play. Yeah.
Yeah. Eels came up.
Yeah.
And said, what was it? You said hello to her and all that. Said she was brilliant and all that, and she just sort of looked at her like, oh yeah.
Yeah, because like if someone's going all the way out of their way to like put a wig on and put clothes on and to put like makeup on and stuff, you have to appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
You know, and they do and when they do that, they would obviously like their efforts to be appreciated. You know, so of course, anytime I see someone, even when I'm walking down the road, like on my lunch break at work or something, and I see someone who dyed their hair or wearing an absolutely gorgeous dress, I will tell them. You know, like why not tell them? You know, so it's the same with cosplay. Of course, I'm going to say them, and I did it like every 5 minutes at Dublin Comic Con. I was like, oh my god, I love it. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh Christ. I'm still gutted I can't get tickets to Scotland Comic Con. Absolutely gutted.
It's funny because my brother did.
I know. No,
so he's flying over to Edinburgh to go to it, and you can't even go.
I know. No, it's because I remember mine and your first conversation about Comic Con. It was about like dressing up and cosplay and all that. And I say, like, I've done the Flash, I've done the Joker, things like that. The Joker I done when I had hair, yes. But and I said if I was going to go to the next one, I think the world's a bit too PC for me to go in a wheelchair, but I'd go as Professor X, but I'd just go in my gaming chair with an Xbox controller and go as Professor Xbox.
There you go. Perfect.
No,
every time.
Because I think of it, yeah, which I do still think is a great concept, but like
it is a really good concept, Professor Xbox.
But even at that, Lewis, I've seen a few of your TikToks. You do a wee bit of cosplay, like when you put that shirt over your head and pretend to be your mum or something like that.
Love putting a shirt over it, mate. I walk around with a shirt on my head all day. No, do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, it's a different way of acting. It's a different way of coming across. You know what I mean? Like, you have people that go put a quick fix, so like you say, a t-shirt on your head, or people get into full character and they do makeup, hair, the whole lot. And like I say, with TikTok, the very short clippets, you know what I mean? There's small little clips of 15 to 20 to 30 to 40 seconds where you don't, and especially if you do 2 or 3 a day, you don't have enough time. If you're going to play mum one, someone else another one, someone else another one, because if you're playing 2 people in one, you're not going to switch from a mum to a dad and still have makeup on.
Yeah.
It's easy just to stick a towel or a wig or something on your head and just kind of
pretend it's the long hair.
Character.
Yeah. And see, that's one thing. That's one thing with cosplay I can't do. I've used a wig once for cosplay and I can't do it because, like people use like wee like wig caps and things like that. Whereas I've got a bald head, I don't need that, but it still gets really itchy. I'm like, oh.
Here, I use a wig cap as well, and it gets severely itchy. Like the wig cap is just pull the hair back, like.
Oh, fair enough.
That's what it does, you know. It keeps the hair out from spilling out.
Oh, fair. Oh.
No, it's like wearing a hat and a scarf all day.
Yeah.
I just no, sorry, a hat and scarf indoors.
Yeah.
It's just not ideal, you know, and my hair is long enough as it is. So like my hair is really long, so I feel like I'm wearing a scarf anyway. Just throw a wig on over this, it's just hell.
Yeah, I bet.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. I believe we are on to quiz time.
Yes! Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Right, let's get in.
So, I got my quiz questions on my phone.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So I'm gonna ask 20. Well, it's not 20 quiz. I have 20 quiz questions, and it's the first to 10.
It is.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the first to 10. If you shout your answer out and you're wrong, you are then frozen out until the next person has an answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And obviously, if they're wrong, then it's both open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah?
I'm so ready.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
We'll start off with a nice, easy one.
Okay.
What is the capital of Finland?
The capital of.
Finland.
It's not Reykjavik. Fuck, what
No,
is it?
Reykjavik's in Iceland. Finland. Oh Christ!
You
I'm
were
not.
off.
Helsinki! 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 It's Helsinki!
She got it.
I was about to, well, she did, yeah, but I was about to say she's frozen out because she did it to the answer.
It's alright.
Technically.
It's alright. I wouldn't have had that answer.
We'll start
Okay.
again.
So you can have that.
No, we can start again if you
No,
want.
no,
I
you
don't
can have that.
No.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. What is the name of Bridget Jones's baby in the third Bridget Jones film?
Brian.
Nope. You're frozen out.
I don't even know if it was male or female. This is the thing.
Got a clue?
Yeah.
Male.
She. No.
No.
Is it Hugh?
No. Do another clue.
Darcy.
Mr. Darcy.
It is named. The name is part of the royal family.
Charles.
Harry.
No. No.
Andrew.
No. There's like one more you haven't said.
William.
Yes.
There we
yes,
go.
Yes, correct. 1-1. 1-1. Okay. Question number 3. At the time of writing, March 2022, how many episodes of The Simpsons are there? In March just gone, how many episodes of the series are there? The closest to the exact number wins.
1,336.
Yes. I need a number.
2000.
720.
I was originally going to say 350, but
Ah,
then he said 1,336, and I was like, all right, okay,
I
that's
decided
Okay.
to throw in a number. Only 700,
You
really?
want a body?
Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah. Okay. What is the most sold flavour of Walker's crisps?
Ready, salted.
Cheese and onion.
Correct. Irish Panda. Cheese and onion.
2-all.
2-2.
2-all.
I'm gonna win.
Okay. Which country is brie cheese originally from?
France.
Correct. 3-2 to Baldy. I can't call you Baldy, can
Of course you can. Putting in a claim.
In what franchise would you find the character Katniss Everdeen?
Hunger
Hunger
Games.
Correct.
I don't know who got that first. Was it Ailes?
It was Irish.
It felt like it was me
Irish.
because there was about 2 seconds delay and he said it, but Discord has a delay, so I don't know how you're going to
We
do
will
that.
give it to you. We will give it to you. You two
Here's
felt it
one
was you.
for
It's
ya.
a majority vote.
If you don't get this, I'll be very disappointed.
Okay.
What year was Heinz established? Closest to it. I'll give you.
1952.
1923 shouting out to me for some reason.
It was 1869.
Wow!
Ah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I didn't expect you to get it because I wouldn't have got it either. But
You just
said you were
I
going
know,
to be
you just said
disappointed if we
no.
didn't get it. What?
I know. I know.
Right. It's a very close game, this.
I'm like, oh, I'm getting so into this. I'm getting really fucking stressed. I'm like,
Here's one for
boiling.
you.
Right, go for it.
What is the capital of Iceland?
Reykjavik.
Fuck.
Yes.
Thank you for giving me that answer. Baldy, I wouldn't have gotten it otherwise.
I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed.
I will have the last laugh. I know. Imagine if that was the last question.
Oh, I'd have flipped every table in my house.
As soon as I seen it, I was like, I've got to play it.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the biggest animal in the world?
Blue whale.
Blue whale.
Irish panda. Correct. 4. How you feeling, Baldy?
Like the hair's falling out.
You got your loser's speech ready?
The concession speech is in hand, don't worry.
Okay. Okay. Let's find another one. That's fine. Which planet is closest to the sun?
Mercury.
That is correct. That is correct.
He was just sitting there internally screaming, I fucking hate you.
You can actually see, like, I'm literally scrunching my
I know,
whole
you're
face.
sitting there seething.
Okay. In Harry Potter,
Ooh.
what is the name of the Weasley's house?
I don't know this.
I'm not a Harry Potter fan, so
The oh fuck. Oh, I'm gonna hate myself.
any hints?
Any what? Sorry.
Hints.
Hints or
Okay. It starts with the.
the Weeping Willow? I don't know.
No, that's a tree.
The Weasley house.
Is it the grotto?
Nope. The next word begins with a B.
The
The
burrow.
beach.
The burrow, correct. Correct. Here's one for you.
Right.
What did Jack Dorsey, Noah Glass, Biz Stone, and Evan Williams collectively create?
Say that all again.
Oh, I struggled the first time round. Right. What did Jack Dorsey, Noah Glass, Biz Stone, and Evan Williams collectively create?
Critical Role? I have no idea.
Social media platform.
Ooh.
Facebook?
TikTok?
Nope.
Instagram.
Nope.
Twitter?
Yes.
Yeah, boy.
Very good.
Twitter.
I'll get 2 more to catch up with you. Shit. I'm so annoyed right now.
Okay.
Oh, I'm actually fuming.
That's it. There's going to be no
Question for
consent
you.
speech. Just hang up. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I'll rage quit.
Rage quit. Right, let me just double check. Yeah.
We're
that's
gamers.
correct.
That's all we know how to do.
Okay, so which country's rugby team is known as the Springboks?
New Zealand?
Germany?
Nope.
Are they European?
No.
Do they compete in the Six Nations?
No.
Fuck, I don't know then.
Australia?
No, they compete in the Six
No.
Nations.
I don't.
I don't know what countries play rugby.
Do they not? I could swear Australia competes in the Six Nations. Italy, oh no, Italy, France. Ireland.
I know New Zealand's the All Blacks.
It's no fucking Scotland, is it? Oof.
No.
Wales?
No.
Not England.
America.
No.
It's not European, so I feel like
South.
it's Asian. Is it India? I don't know. Does India have a rugby team?
Fucking Russia.
South.
Oh, I give up. I'll not get.
What? Give me a letter. A letter. First letter.
The first word, South.
South Africa.
South Korea.
What?
South Korea.
No.
South Africa.
Say Gav. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh! So annoying! I get so competitive at Candy.
Oh.
Okay.
Hills, if it makes you feel any
Here's
better,
one.
Lewis
You both
lost the
should
first
get
quiz.
No, it doesn't make me feel better at all. I want to win.
You should both get this.
Okay.
Okay. In Cockney rhyming slang.
Right. Hold
What
on.
is-
Wait, Hills, do you know what Cockney rhyming slang is?
I don't even know, but we'll see. We'll figure it out.
Okay. In Cockney rhyming slang, what is a dog in bone?
I know the answer, but I feel unfair to Hills because she doesn't know what Cockney rhyming slang is. So, like, bees and honey would be money. It's basically just it rhymes with the last word.
Okay.
Or a dog in bone.
I have no idea. Like that. What is it? Is it like a mobile
The answer
phone
is
or something?
home. If I'm right.
What?
Oh.
Dog and bone.
Home.
Home.
You say home?
Yeah, I could swear dog and bone's
Yeah.
home. Unless I don't know my.
Home.
Unless it. Home bone?
You. No,
Sort
no,
of,
mate. You're out.
Alright.
You're out.
Oh, well, here's me feeling like fucking
Okay.
Daddy Big Dick.
So dog and bone. I said that. I said mobile phone. I said mobile phone. Oh my god, no way. If you can go back on it before he said home. I said
didn't-
mobile phone,
You can
and
have
then
it.
he was
Well
like,
done.
"That is fucking brilliant."
So
I actually said mobile phone,
I
and
ca-
you
I-
can go back on the
Mobile
podcast
phone,
and listen.
mobile
I did
phone.
say that.
Yeah, nah, you're right. That is, I don't know why home.
No, that's
came to
fine.
me.
I
So
believe you.
annoyed. Right, okay. Well done,
Right.
well done.
I'm proud of myself in
I'm
that one,
proud
to be
of you.
honest.
I think that's a good one. You got that. Oh, 63 right there. Wait there. Ah. So. Question. How many bones does a shark have?
Closest number, I suppose, wins.
How many bones does a shark have?
362.
362.
That's what I'm saying.
350.
You son of a.
The answer is none. A shark skeleton is made entirely out of cartilage.
Ah. So I get it. Yay.
You get it, yeah. No point there, Irishman.
That was such a fucking cop out. Outstanding. Well played, Elsa. Play at your strengths.
I honestly wasn't sure because I was like, probably the same amount of bones a human body has technically,
Yeah.
but just bigger kind of idea,
yeah,
so in around the 300 range.
Yeah. See, I was kind of going with the thought of a snake. Like, it's so the way a snake's made up of thousands of tiny wee bones, and that's how it moves.
Yeah.
Like it does. So that's kind of what I was thinking, because like a shark swims sort of like a snake. So I was like,
That is true to a point.
Right. What does the AC button on a calculator stand for?
abort calculation.
What did you say?
Abort calculation.
No.
Fuck.
You're frozen out, sunshine.
AC.
Air condition.
All clear.
Correct.
What?
Correct.
Fuck off!
All clear.
No way! I didn't even know what that button meant.
It was
I had no clue what it even did. You're messing. That's made up. Is it actually all clear? Here's me thinking of like abort calculation. I was thinking like articulate
Literally
calculus.
all clear.
Like, no way.
Ailes, I hate to point. I genuinely hate to
I
point
feel like
this out.
someone's in my ear telling me the answers or something. That's so strange.
Ailes, I hate to point this out, but you've literally tied it up again.
Yes! I didn't even realize. I was so excited that I got it.
Oh, I'm so
Oh
annoyed.
my god.
Oh, here's one for you.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't realise that many. Okay. How many time zones are there in
8.
Russia?
Oh, fuck. I thought you meant the world. Time zones in Russia. Well, I've answered, so I'm froze out. Fuck.
3.
No.
2.
Is it to everybody or is it to Baldy now again?
It's there. Both. Again.
Both.
Now.
2.
I
Nope,
just said.
frozen out.
Oh, did you just? Sorry, I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Right,
Nope.
so it's alright. We both answered. So 5.
Higher.
Wow.
You're frozen out, Baldy.
Yep.
So, Baldy originally said 8. We both said 5. $10.
Higher.
What?
What? 12.
You are now frozen out, and it's lower.
There's only one answer it can be now. $11. $11.
I'm about to fucking rage quit.
That is 9-8.
Oh my god.
Could be game, set, and match.
He can pass me out. I know he will.
Okay,
So annoyed.
here's one for you. I'm
Sight
not
him
sure
and
you
give
know
us
this
strength.
because I didn't. What is the smallest country in the world?
Monaco.
The Vatican City.
The answer is Vatican City. Way! Congratulations, that is 10 for the Irish Panda.
Oh my god, I can do this and look all cool when I do it. Oh my god. Wow. Chicken dinner!
Ailes, have you got
Yo,
have you got a wee one-off speech?
I am a winner, and that's it. That's it. I'm a winner, and that's all. I will win. I am the queen of quizzes. I love quizzes. I've always loved quizzes. I get so competitive, and it all pays off in the end because I'm a winner. And I totally didn't get help at all throughout that entire quiz.
I will sit
Fully
here.
deserved. And can we have a loser's speech, please?
Yeah,
Now?
yeah. I will sit here. I will concede. I am pissed off now at the number 11. That will now stand by me as the most unlucky number in the fucking world. don't get me wrong, I'm happy to lose to a good friend, but pissed off that I lost on the technicality that my co-host decided to fuck me over. But at that, I will concede. Fair play to Ailes. This podcast needs to do better, because in the last 2 quizzes now that we have done, both hosts have lost. So
Are you saying that you let me win?
no, I'm saying that me and Lewis are obviously stupid as fuck.
Speak for yourself, mate.
Well, that was our pub quiz, and to that, you know what? I'll give it Ailes. I'll give you a wee cheers to the winner.
Cheers, my darling.
Yeah,
Cheers,
a wee cheers to the winner. It has been an absolute pleasure having you on. I look
Thank
forward.
you for having me.
Oh no, definitely. It's been a laugh, a giggle, a joy, and I look forward to seeing what you've got coming in the future with your streams, TikTok, all forms of your social media. I look forward to the next game we play. Maybe Lewis can jump in on it.
Well, I was just about to say, it was lovely meeting you for the first time, and 100%,
You too.
I think I will drop you a follow on your socials.
Yeah,
and we'll
same
definitely
as.
jump into a game or two in the coming weeks, and you never know, when we hopefully get this off the ground, up and running, and we get a studio, you can come and see us in a studio.
Absolutely.
And we
You
can
can
have
come here.
we can have a rematch.
The establishment. I definitely need to check out those videos. What you say? You had a tea towel in your head or something, or you put random items in your head. I need to see this. I definitely will be checking both of you out.
Yeah, no, the thing I
I
didn't know about Lewis's TikTok while I was in Spotlight. So he started this when he moved back home. I didn't know anything about it, and then I was scrolling through TikTok and I was looking, I was like, I know that face. That's fucking Lewis. Oh, but yeah, no, Ailes has been.
It's doing all right. To be fair, it's going all right.
Yeah, it's gone better than alright. Not everyone can say they've been part
Sounds
of
really good.
a creator's house.
TikTok house, yeah.
But
Mad.
yeah.
Fair
Ailes,
play to you both. Amazing hosts.
oh,
Thank you so much.
you.
It's an absolute pleasure having you on.
Yeah, Ailes, it is always a pleasure to talk to you. It has been great
And
having you on.
congratulations on the win.
Oh, aye, alright. Right, so thank you to everyone that that will watch and has listened and has watched me make a complete and utter fool of myself when losing. I know I'm a sore loser, but still. But yeah, you can find all our socials below. Go and follow your very own Irishpandaqueen on Twitch, TikTok, Instagram. She, as you've seen, she is an amazing content creator, amazing person all round.
Great.
But yeah, Lewis, anything you want to end on?
Yeah, I just want to obviously thank everyone for watching. It is currently 1:15 on the 17th. I've got work in 5 hours' time.
Same.
So, an absolute blast. Loved every minute of it. And make sure you subscribe for the next one.
Yeah, punch that subscription bell.
Subscribe.
Subscribe to the thing.
Right, guys, until the next time, we hope to bring you some great hosts. Well, we hope to be great hosts, but we hope to bring you some even more great guests. If there is anything you would like to see us do, any challenges, anything with the guests, let us know. Anyone you want to see on, we will try our best to get on. So thank you very much, and we will see you next time. Peace out.
Thank you very much.